Okay, I would like to make a staircase that goes from the first floor to the second floor. And I think what else I'm going to do is make my second floor be a little more like a loft, so it's only going to be maybe like a partial second floor. It's going to be hard to work on that, though, with the outside walls visible. So I'm going to use my items area. I'm going to hit the eyeball next to the words outside wall, turn that off, and I'm going to go ahead and turn off curved face. And again, I don't want my second floor to be the entire length of the building. So I'm going to click on this front face and just pull it back a ways. Something like that. If you want to see how it looks, go ahead and turn on your outside wall again for a little bit, kind of get a feel for what I'm doing here. Okay, and if that doesn't seem like quite enough, then just take it back a little farther. You're designing this. All right, let's turn off outside wall. There's probably a dozen ways to make a staircase, but basically you need a bunch of steps that go up and down. And it would be nice if those steps were all about the same size. I think stair treads are often about 8 inches. That's what I'm going to go with. And I think what I'm going to do is just make a set of 8-inch blocks and then stretch them out. So it's going to look something like this. I'm going to begin by drawing, I think, here on my ground. So I'm going to tap on that, and then I'm going to tap sketch. And I'm going to go ahead and turn off my items so I can see all of it. And just take a peek here. Sure enough, my grid is on the first floor. Okay, so top view. I'm going to begin by just drawing a rectangle. And I'll make my staircase about 50 inches wide and about the first step about 8 inches deep. So we'll just tap on that and type 8. And I'm going to make my rise also 8, something like that. Okay, so now I have a single step. However, look at that. It's connected to the floor, so that's not going to work. So I'm going to just undo one step. I'll show you a trick here. I'm going to raise this up, again, 8 inches, but I'm going to tap, again, we did this earlier, tap that circle with the block inside of it and make sure it says new body. As long as I do that, now that step is all by itself. It's separate from the floor. That's very important. All right, I'm going to use my linear pattern tool. We did this earlier. And I'm going to bring this step up 8 inches. And I'm going to guess that I need about 12 of them to get up to about the second floor. Looks like I need more than 12. Let's try 15. That's pretty good. That's actually very good. Okay, love it. All right, so now it's a matter, hitting done over here on the left-hand side. Now it's a matter of just stretching these stairs out. So each one should come out 8 inches more. So this one comes out to 16. As long as you can add by 8, you're in good shape here. So out to 24, 32, 40, 48, 56, 64, oops, undo, 72, 80, 88. You might decide it makes no sense to even drag. Just type 96. 104. 112. And 120. So there's my steps. Now those are all separate pieces. Let's fix that. I want to be able to select all those steps quickly, and I don't want to select the wall or the floors. So I'm going to go back to items and turn off the visibility for the first floor and the second floor. And now I should be able to just click and hold and drag around all of those and get them all selected. One of my options now is union, and hit done, and now that's all one chunk. If I turn back on the first floor, get a feel for that, that's not bad. All right, outside wall, turn back on, that's not bad. But it looks kind of chunky, doesn't look very cool, so I'm going to make these stairs, I think, just a little more interesting. So I'm going to, again, turn off my other things. And I'm going to use my offset face. So I'm going to click one edge and hit offset edge. Okay, and I see what I get here. So I'm just going to stretch this in a little bit. And looks like it didn't do. We'll do the 8 inches. Maybe we can only do about 7 inches. All right, that's fine. So now I'm going to do, because I could just punch this through. But I don't really like how that looks either. So I'm going to instead, we did this we made our arch earlier. I'm going to draw a couple extra lines here and just connect. So I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to take this over like that. And I'm going to take this one down. Then I'm going to use my trim tool and get rid of these extra lines. And now I should be able to just push that away. And I just think that looks a lot more industrial. It's just kind of a better look. It's not as heavy. So now I can turn on again under items. I can turn on my outside wall. I can turn on my second floor and my first floor. And now I've got steps in my building. If I wanted to, because they're separate, I can just choose the steps and I could put them someplace else. I can take them left or right. Okay. All right, I'm going to do one more thing here because some of you are going to want to know how to put artwork on the wall or something like that. It's not perfect, but we can come pretty close to it. So I'm going to use the add button this time. And I'm going to choose to add an image. And I'm going to look at my photos, and I'll just use this stop sign. And you might wonder, where did it go? It's down here. Okay, so just kind of move it out of the way. I want it on the wall, so I have to do some rotating here. So I'm just going to rotate this up 90 degrees. I can bring it this way, but you can see it's way, way, way too big. So I'll hit done for a second. I'm going to select it. I'm going to use the scale option and grab one of these handles here and just bring it down. And then you can see that the size begins to be a better size. I wish there were a clean way to just say attach to the wall. I've not found that there is. It's just a matter of kind of eyeballing it. Sorry about that. And getting it close. And you can kind of move to the top and see, actually that's not bad, but you can see it's away from the wall a little bit. And you might have better luck here if you turn off the magnet and the snaps. Maybe you can get it closer. Or you could do what I do sometimes, and that's just sketch on this wall. And you may have to zoom in and get closer to it. And you could put a little frame around it with your rectangle tool. Something like that. And then you could pull this out a little bit. And again, here's where you might want to turn off your snapping. because then you have just a little more flexibility, and that looks pretty good, something like that. All right. With those skills, I think you're probably in pretty good shape to keep going for a while. You could put a front door in, of course. You can add things to the inside. Modeling lets you change colors. And I may make some more videos later.